basically how to help students transfer from Waubonsee to their next college. Okay, so
Great.
we're just gonna get started. And again, my name is Wendy Hamilton, and Danny here is with admissions. She will be helping us with some of the questions in the chat, and also if you have questions, like I said, go ahead and feel free to answer, to talk to me right away, and we'll address it as we go. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'll go ahead and just introduce myself so you can see my face and it pops up here. Like she said, I'm Danny. I am an admissions advisor. And I'll be just looking at the chat in case you guys put any questions in there. I'll go ahead and pass them on to Wendy.
So today we'll talk about transferability, and we're going to go through a few things about the resources at Waubonsee, how students can determine their major, and also how parents can help students determine their major, the academic plan, and how that could assist with the degree at Waubonsee and how to transfer to another college. And it's okay if your student is undecided on their major right now. Undecided doesn't mean that they're not sure what they want to do. It could be that they're interested in many, many different things and can't narrow it down yet. So that could be a good opportunity to kind of sort through their interests at Waubonsee. And then we'll go through the successful transfer tips and also the 5 schools that most of our students transfer to, and then we'll have time for questions at the end. First, the resources at Waubonsee. I am one of many, many academic and career advisors at Waubonsee. We are assigned to each student after the first semester. When you come in at first, you work with Danny and her team to get you started. Yep. So through admission first, and then you'll be assigned an academic advisor. We usually work hand in hand the first semester just to make sure that the students know how to register for the classes, where all the buildings are when we're back on campus, all the resources like tutoring, the library, how to purchase books, how to register for classes. And then your academic advisor, my team and I will help the student going forward. Then there's transfer pathway and transfer guide that could help students look at the options for transfer school and what classes to take if they already know what the transfer school will be. There's also transfer partnerships that Waubonsee has with many different colleges. I'll give you an example of these in just a few minutes too. Any questions so far?
Do you have any questions, Mandy?
Okay. And we also have a lot of opportunities for students to join different clubs, honor society, volunteering, building their resume, and through the student life office at Waubonsee. And they actually are doing a lot of virtual things right now. Actually, this Saturday will be a volunteering day for the students at Waubonsee. So students could sign up for that, and they go out and help around our campus and also the community, clean up and things like that. Also, we have study abroad opportunities at Waubonsee, which also helps students with, their resume, maybe transferring. Study abroad, though, for fall is not happening, but we're hoping next spring it will be resuming next spring. Okay. So talking about pathways, there are different pathways, and these are on the Waubonsee website. The first one that you see here is the Associate in Science pathway. And this one is for computer science. Okay, so you can see that we laid it out: first semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester. And this is definitely not something that you have to strictly follow, but it's a pathway. You could definitely follow this depending on where you transfer, which I'll show you in a minute. It may differ slightly. This is the Associate in Arts Business Transfer degree pathway. Also laid out 1, 2, 3, 4 semester, and then they have the total credit hours here. Okay. Then this is a transfer guide. It's also on our waubonsee.edu website. This one is for computer science. So you can see there's many different university here. If your university is not on here, then you can work with an academic advisor, just like me or my team. Then we can really drill down on the classes that would be transferable to the college that your student wants to go to. Okay. Spoke a little bit about transfer partnership with the different colleges. We have, this is just a glimpse of what we have. We have so many transfer agreement and a 2x2. That means that you complete 2 years Waubonsee and then it's a guaranteed transfer to another 2 year at the 4-year university. So this one is for Northern Illinois University, ISU. We also have many out-of-state partnership agreements. So if you want to talk about this with the academic advisor, we're more than happy to show you all the details. Okay, so how do you determine which major do you want to go into? A lot of students come in and they say, I'm interested in maybe the psychology. There's so many things you can do with psychology. There's, if you want to do business, there's so many things you can do with business. You can go into marketing, you can go into finance, accounting. How do you determine that? For the first 2 years of Waubonsee business transfer, it's just business transfer. You will declare your major, like if you want to go marketing, you do that at your 4-year college. So you would follow the transfer pathway that I show associate in arts with the business pathway. And then we have the transfer degree. So like, how do you know which one you would like? So for business, you can do associate in science if you want, or associate in arts. But you think of associate in art doesn't mean that you're going to become a painter or a dancer or in theater. It's just more of give you up more opportunity to take humanities, a lot of social sciences. Psychology major will be here as well. Sociology, business can be either. But if you want to do education, that's associate in science. You want to go into the STEM field, that's associate in science. And I will show you a little bit of what it looks like. So our associate degree, transfer degree are both 60 credit hours. It's the layout is a little bit different. Like we mentioned earlier, associate in arts give you a little bit more room to complete your social science, like the psychology, the economics. That's why people do business for an associate in arts as well. While the associate in science give you more room for science and math, but really it's all 60 credit hours. So it will be basically the same requirements. Okay, so academic plan, like why do you want an academic plan? I have, the pathway to follow. So when I say this to students, it's like, well, if you're going to go somewhere, if you haven't been to before, you want to Google map it, right? You want to make sure you have the right direction to follow. You don't want to just go out there and start driving. Academic plan is like a map. It's some academic map for you. So with this, when you work with an academic advisor, someone like me, we can kind of plan out, okay, this first semester, with maybe Danny and her team will plan out the classes, and then we'll take it from there. All right, you started with English 101, now we do English 102. Your major is business. You started with microeconomics, now we're going to do macroeconomics. And this is the school you want to go to. They want accounting 202, which is our managerial accounting. So then we'll take that the next semester and so on. So, and then the academic plan can also keep you on track to graduate timely. Okay. And if you choose to, life happens. If you have to take part-time for a semester, that's okay. You can come right back and we'll revise the academic plan to fit what you need. So like I mentioned earlier, undecided major doesn't mean that you don't know what you want to do. A lot of students I work with, they are interested in so many things. They want to do this, they want to do that. And it's like, that's why I'm undecided. Some parents are like, you need to decide, or students feel the pressure that they need to decide. And if you already know, that's great. And if you change your mind, that's okay too. People who are in their 30s, 40s right now, there's a study that showed that people in that age group, which is older than our students now, are going to change their career at least 5 to 6 times. So that's the career, not just major. So give yourself a little bit of a break. Just make sure that you look into all the different majors, and your academic advisor can definitely help you kind of narrow things down and answer some of those questions if you have a couple of different things you are interested in. Okay, and we also have Career Coach that's on our website as well. A lot of our students like taking quizzes, right, on Facebook or Instagram. There are 60 questions that the student can answer on there, and it may help them narrow down the field that they would be interested in. And then they can drill down on that to kind of, maybe you're interested in education. What in education might be interesting to you? When you drill down, you go, okay, be a professor, be a teacher, be administrator. So you can go down even deeper and see if that's something you want to do. We also have on our website, what can I do with this major? If you want to know, you want to be a psychologist, but what does a psychologist do exactly? So you can go to that website and look at the information. It will list the daily task, it will list the education, it will give you a lot of information. And we also have a class, which is College 131. That's one strategy for career exploration. Basically, that's a class that there's 5 modules in the class. First one is just basically doing the assessment, and then you go on and learn more about yourself, your ability, your interests. And then at the end, you may be able to determine what major you should go into. We also have a lot of resources in our department. We have tests the student can take, the strong interest. Some of the parents may know what that is. There's a test that they can take with the counselor to really determine what their career might be. And also Waubonsee is a community college, so our cost is a little bit lower than most of other colleges. So if you want to explore, this is the time to do it. For associate in art, there are 21 credit hours of electives that you can take. A lot of students take, if they're exploring 3 different fields, they take marketing class, maybe they take a coding class, maybe they take a cybersecurity class just to see which one they want to do. And that usually helps a lot of students. And of course, the academic and career advisor can really help you answer questions. And I have students that come in with 5 different majors, and every semester we kind of narrow it down and work it down together. And then she comes back with 5 transfer school. So we kind of have to work down that list too. And that give me joy really to help them just to see what fits best for the students.
Hi, Wendy. We do have a question if you
Sure.
have some time.
Yeah.
So we have a student who wants to know, she is planning to be a nursing major and transfer out. She wants to know if that means that when she transfers to the 4-year university, she will be an Associates of Science major.
Yes, great question. Nursing is one of the most popular major that we have. We have our associate in applied science nursing degree too. And if you want to transfer out, you would do associate in science, correct? Okay. And there's a nursing transfer guide on our website too. And at the end, I'm going to give you my contact information. So feel free to take a picture. Kids these days, they take a picture of everything now. I'm old, so I will write down. But if you want to take a picture, make sure to email me with your questions, because I will be more than happy to work with you as well. So yes, associate in science, because there are you have to take a lot of chemistry, biology, and probably psychology. So associate in science the best. Okay, so here, that's a great question. So tip for a successful transfer, right? Meet early and often with your academic advisor once you're assigned one. If you don't have one yet, Danny and her team can definitely help you with lots of questions, or get you in touch with an academic advisor as well. Just to make sure that your stay with us is successful and you can transfer out as soon as you want to. Another thing is we have a lot of transfer events at Wabansi. Even now we have transfer events. They're all virtual, unfortunately, but we do have transfer events. There's a lot of transfer school that are actually coming, during the day before the pandemic, just to sit in in the lobby to meet with students face to face. Now everything is virtual, and you can set up a Zoom appointment with them. The transfer guide and transfer agreement on the Wabansi website can really help guide students to take the correct classes. And some classes, you have to get a B or better. So just to make sure that you are meeting those requirements, because we don't want any surprises when we transfer over. And another thing is, if you already know which college you want to go to, you want to see all the deadlines, when the application deadline is, when is their scholarship deadline, when is, you have to apply to get into the honor program, or what the prerequisites are. And your academic advisor can absolutely help you with that when you let them know which colleges you are looking to go to. And of course, I'm thinking, if you already know that's where my parents went, or that's where I want to go, that's great. But if you could apply to different colleges just to see, what kind of financial aid and scholarship they give you, that would be better too. And a lot of colleges now, they're not charging for application fee. So that's always a plus. Okay, so these are the most common 5 transfer schools that our students go to: Aurora University, Northern, U of I, ISU, and U of I in Chicago. This is, that doesn't mean that you're going to have to transfer in Illinois. You can absolutely go anywhere. I have students going to Florida a lot now. A lot of people are actually going to University of Iowa for engineering and the STEM field. A lot of students going to Arizona. A lot of people going to Tennessee or Texas. But with the pandemic, a lot of people are choosing to stay closer to home, and we absolutely have a really good relationships with all the local colleges. Another tip is that if you're planning to stay in Illinois, if you have complete your associate in arts or associate in science, you can transfer in as a junior level. So you could they'll basically say that, okay, you completed all your gen eds. You hear that a lot, right? Gen eds, like they're the basic math, social sciences, humanities. So you just go in as a junior just to complete the core classes that you require for your major. So that's another good, benefits for you to finish a degree at Wabansi first. And that is it, everyone. That is the end of our presentation.
Thank you, everyone. If you do need to reach out, we are here to help.